Der Gegner von Keegan Brown ist 2 Jahre älter als er selbst, 26 Jahre jung, kommt aus den Niederlanden, hat die Tourcard seit dem Jahr 2016, hat in Saarbrücken auch richtig gut mitgespielt, stand dort im Achtelfinale und jetzt hat gezeigt, dass er zurzeit in richtig guter Form ist. Herzlich willkommen, Jeffrey de Graaf!
3 more games to go this afternoon in the opening session of action from the Happy Bet European Darts Grand Prix, live from the Glaspalast in Sindelfingen, the 4th European Tour event of the year. Some of the biggest names in the game here this weekend, the likes of Michael van Gerwen, the world #1. Winner of 2 of the 3 Euro Tours so far this year, Peter Snakebite Wright. But they're seeded players entering the action tomorrow, and it is MVG who awaits the winner of this clash. It is the Needle, Keegan Brown, against Jeffrey de Graaf, who we've decided to call the Giraffe. I'm Dan Dawson in the commentary box, Paul Nicholson alongside me for it.
Giraffe?
Giraffe?
And we just talked about the fact that the Giraffe,
a well-known toy
specialist, that's the one I was looking for.
Various ones are available.
Yeah, the Giraffe was called Jeffrey.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that.
Yeah, coincidental.
Yeah.
First leg, Jeffrey to throw first. Game on!
These things have got a habit of sticking. So Jeffrey de Graaf, or Graaf, as they say in Holland, I believe, who came through
81.
Mario Robert, 6'4", and Vincent van der Meer in qualifying last night against Keegan Brown of the Isle of Wight.
140.
Well, look at this.
125.
Does have this weird habit, de Graaf, of looking just completely smooth and in control. And then one dart will just be an absolute flyer.
100.
He had one that he threw one out the board after hitting double 5 almost when he's going for treble 20 on the European Tour earlier this year. And then proceeded to put in an incredible display to come back from 5-1 down to Ricky Evans. It's very, very odd. He's a very unpredictable player. He looks as if he has the capability to win things, or at least threaten to win things. He's a former World Trophy finalist in the BDO. Missed a dart for the title.
It was a cracking game against Graaf. Great game of darts.
77.
I don't think Jeffrey would mind me saying that, whereas he's still finding his feet, and he's a young man still. He's got so much more to give this sport.
25.
Because he's got a great reputation in Holland. He's got a lovely throw. And it looks like the kind of throw that nothing should go wrong.
60. Keegan, you require 76.
16 for Tops. Tops for Keegs.
56.
That one just
Jeffrey,
dipped at the end.
98.
That gives Jeffrey a shot at 98. There's only one way to go for this. That's that. Second phase. This is tricky now.
Doesn't know whether to go left or right. In the end, he does neither.
60.
And maybe he should have.
Keegan,
Because it
you
looks like he
require
clattered
20.
into that dart, which was blocking a bit of the bed, and Keegan Brown to break the throw and go 1-0 up. He'll have a little shuffle to the left.
Game shown the first
And it
leg.
works for Keegan,
Brown, second
who
leg,
goes
Keegan to throw
into the lead.
first. Game on.
The one thing we learned from the first leg is if you shuffle, you hit your double. Keegs playing some really good
60.
stuff in the qualifiers. He took out Ted Everts, which is brilliant right now. Ted Everts playing some great darts. Took out Matt Denon, who I'm a huge fan of. I think he's got a big future.
96.
And then Kevin Painter.
Never easy.
Never
Playing
easy.
the artist. And that is the first maximum from Keegan Brown.
80.
I mean, look, Keegan's had a tough time himself. We'll be honest, you know, you go back a couple of years
96.
after he'd won his World Youth Championship final and he was having runs in things like the Grand Slam, won a PDC title in the senior ranks,
100.
and people were talking about him as potentially the next big thing in darts. And it has been hard for him since that because he suffered a dip in form, as everybody
39.
does.
Keegan, you require 161.
But he's found it hard to put a string of consecutive results together and work his way out of that dip of form.
58.
But he's certainly a lad with a huge talent. No questioning that.
No, he hasn't lost the talent at all. I think sometimes when you have a dip in form, it's more of a mental
40.
thing.
Keegan,
You've got to find your way out of that
103.
little lull with your head.
Down for double 19.
65.
Whereas De Graaf was punished for missing the double 19s in the first leg. Keegan Brown is so far ahead in this one, he can come back and may well look to split this. But that will make him think twice, because De Graaf with his first maximum leaves himself 50.
Keegan, you require 38.
Well, what's he going to do?
He's a disciple of Simon Whitlock. He doesn't care what double he leaves, does he?
Game
That's why he went
shot in the
straight at it.
second
In the
leg.
end, he split it for
Keegan
double
Brown,
8.
third leg, Jeffrey.
And Keegan Brown has doubled his lead.
I think Keegan plays his best darts when he's calm on stage. And I think this atmosphere lends itself to Keegan playing well. I think when there are more people in the crowd and he's against a rather rambunctious opponent, he can get drawn into a war. And I think when he's playing an honest game here in front of a quiet crowd, he can just get on and do his thing. And as you saw there in the first couple of legs, no celebrations,
96.
just get on and do it.
Well, it'd certainly be very different if he did go on and win this and face Michael van Gerwen here at the Glasgow tomorrow in the second round. But first things first, he's got to get past Jeffrey De Graaf. And as De Graaf has shown this year, he's capable of going on
57.
bursts where it's not that he's unplayable, but he can significantly raise his level and cause anybody problems. Keegan Brown, well, there's a little pause there. Does he not quite like the lie of them? I don't know why.
Well, usually he'd put them together, but he just put it in the stanchion in the top left. It's like a Rashford free kick, that one.
Top bins.
Absolutely perfect.
The
Keeper
man
no
named
chance.
after Keegan. Kevin, that is.
Definitely hasn't got Kevin Keegan's hairdo. And I'm sure he doesn't smell like Brute.
180.
Back to back for Keegan Brown, and De Graaf might have to take this out, and he doesn't get the treble 19. So what a couple of visits from Keegan Brown to give him a chance of a 3-0 lead, and that, he's missed the big number. How do you do that? 6 perfect darts in a row, and then you miss a big 15.
29.
Well, that was a very strange way for going,
Jeffrey, you require
but ultimately
28.
left himself a shot and he missed it. So by virtue of that lovely setup from De Graaf, he's got double 14. Double 7.
Game
Oh,
shot
he
in the
sneaks
third
it.
leg.
And a nice
Jeffrey
little
De Graaf.
sigh of relief
Full flag,
from De
Keegan
Graaf,
throws
saying,
first.
right,
Game
now
on.
I'm back in the match. On the plus side for Keegan, he's still got that break.
58.
Well, Jeffrey De Graaf, so far this year, qualified for the German Darts Masters.
43.
Made the last 16 of that. That's the best he's done on the European Tour. He was a first-round loser in Saarbrücken last time out. And of course, he's qualified for this
60.
one here. Not easy in those European qualifiers either, when you look at the players that are coming through. It's not easy in any of the qualifiers, but those European ones,
94.
particularly tricky.
And you've got the best of Austria, the best of Holland. It's just a
58.
nightmare draw, whoever you get, really. Same with the British qualifiers. No easy games. And especially this year when they closed the field off for the British qualifier
121.
to the top 32 players outside of the Q-School qualifiers. It just intensified the qualifiers even more.
32.
And with there being 12 events on the European circuit this year, you just get the feeling that the importance of these events
100.
are bigger than ever before.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot riding on them, and if you don't start making them at the start of the year, then the pressure can build up and up and up,
93.
because
Jeffrey,
it's
you
the
require
only way you get to the
143.
European Championship, one of the big tournaments of the year. Guaranteed a few £1,000s just for making that. But of course you're going to have to win a few grand just to get there. And you may only qualify for, say you qualify for half of them. I mean, you're going to have to win some games to get in there as well.
100.
Can't just turn up and take some first round money and go home and expect to be in Belgium for the championship, as De Graaf looks at 43, so double 16. And we have a level game now.
Jeffrey De Graaf. Fifth leg, Jeffrey to throw first. Game on.
Well, they're both throwing a few punches in this game. It's very much like the Klitschko-Joshua fight. In the middle of that fight, it's pretty even.
99.
You've got to think that at the moment the ascendancy is with De Graaf, because he's the one who's come back from a 2-0 deficit.
44.
And he has the throw in the odd-numbered legs. So if he did go 5-5, he would have the advantage of throw.
100.
Thinking of the strengths and weaknesses of these two guys,
100.
I'd say the scoring power is definitely with Keegan. I swear, folks, that's exactly what I was just about to say, but Keegan beat me to the punch.
Well, he has chucked in 4 180s already, Keegan Brown, but it's been a bit stop-start from him.
I practiced with Keegan at Pro Tour events, and
140.
one of the reasons for that is he's just great company. Very intelligent lad. Loves to talk about politics, believe it or not. He works for the NHS.
131. Keegan, you require 137.
Yeah, still doing his day job.
Yeah, he's not too bad at this darts malarkey either. Speaking of malarkeys, I hope Rob Malarkey's doing all right after his London marathon a couple of weeks ago.
Now then. Bullseye. Oh, it's a long way off from De Graaf.
Well, he's just proved you right, Dan, with that wild shot of the bullseye.
It is a big miss for such a distance for a professional dart player. That's a big miss as well.
54.
That's closer, but not close enough. And Jeffrey De Graaf could be about to go into the lead for the first time, having been 2-0 down. It's the easy bit done. Is that a help to him?
17.
It looked like it was, but he didn't
Keegan,
make use of it.
24.
And Keegan Brown to break straight back. Just get his nose
Game
in front
shot,
again, the needle
Keegan
3-2 up.
Sixth leg, Keegan to throw first. Game on.
This game has been about missed chances and, well, basically that's it, missed chances. Because that bullseye was so far away. But even after that, he should have won the leg.
78.
As a professional dart player, you get yourself a chance at a double and you expect to hit it every time. But the ascendancy's just gone back and forward. At least 3 times already in this match, and we're only into the 6th leg.
They're pretty evenly matched at the moment. You only have to look at the stats, and they're both averaging in their mid to low 80s. It's nothing special, but that's dragged down by the finishing.
96.
Which we're only talking in the 20-30% range. And that, although it's, it's not abysmal, it's not good enough for these guys' own expectations of themselves. They want to be hitting 40% minimum, 50% on a half-decent day. And on a good day, we could see finishing like Matt Clark and James Richardson, who both hit 3/4 of their darts at doubles earlier on this afternoon.
Absolutely right. I was at the airport with Keegan yesterday, and he said that he got Van Gerwen if he got through Jeffrey, and I said, you want to worry about Jeffrey first? And he just laughed at me. But the funny thing is, he wasn't feeling great yesterday, Keegan. He just felt a little bit off. And I said, it doesn't matter if you feel off today, as long as you feel good tomorrow. And if he can get through this with a scratchy performance today, albeit with a chunk of 180s that he's already got.
Well, that's it. I mean, look, that's his 5th 180, but he's hit 180 to leave 61 after 5 visits to the board anyway. So it just shows that the other darts haven't been great.
29. Jeffrey,
and there's a little sniff of a chance. Looking at the 19s for De Graaf. Needs the treble for a dart at bullseye. Doesn't get the treble, and Brown will come back. And in a game that has seen a lot of darts missed at double, this is no guarantee.
Sorry. 86. Keegan, you require 32.
Big shot at a double. Still an open bed. Over the top of the 2. He needs to hit this one, or De Graaf can punish.
16.
Well, he tried that trick earlier on when he hit the 180.
Please.
Took
Jeffrey,
a step back and then fired it into the bed that he needed, but hasn't worked with the doubles. That's been the story of the game for Keegan Brown. 180s for show, though. Doubles.
7th leg, Jeffrey to throw first. Game on.
Well, this game really is a mind bender sometimes. They can play tricks on you. He's hit so many 180s, Keegan, and you'll feel that he's playing well enough to be in front. But missed chances can gift your opponent the opportunity to just stick with you and then pounce at the right time.
Well, eventually, their luck will run out.
121.
Because both guys will be stood up there, muttering away to themselves in their minds.
43.
I should be in the lead. I should be a leg or two clear. Because I've had chances and I've not taken them. Dart players always forget about the chances they've given up and their opponents missed.
44.
It's just like poker players. They always talk about the hands they lost and not the ones they won.
77.
But as a mental approach in this match now, you've just got to stick to what you're doing that's good and just be mentally strong. It's really hard to say that and actually put it into motion. But if you are a mentally strong player, this is the kind of game you can grind out. If you're going through a bit of a bad spell on the stage, these are the ones that will stick with you in your mind for the next few years. I tell you what, if Keegan can get through this, or Jeffrey can get through this, it could well be the kick point to help them grind for the rest of the season.
Well, that is astonishing, really. Keegan Brown has hit 6 180s. We're only in the 7th leg, yet he is only averaging 82.
59. Keegan requires.
And every
63.
time Jeffrey de Graaf pulls level and threatens to go into the lead for the first time, Keegan Brown
47.
finds something. But
Jeffrey, you require
he's really struggling on the doubles, and that is always going to give de Graaf a chance.
I was just going to say he couldn't possibly nick this one, could he? I tell you what, that 16 is going to be under pressure now.
128.
And how?
Keegan, you require 16.
He was at the hockey very quickly, Keegan. Oh, that's in the wrong bed.
Jeffrey, you require
Not really
32.
that close, those ones. Well, the first one was okay. The second one was even further away. And the third one, busting his score into the next door bed. And Jeffrey de Graaf does go into the lead for the first time.
$57.
What's going to happen now? We've had 4 or 5 different twists and turns in this match already. A very strange match as a whole, but
100.
just get the feeling there's a few more twists to come.
Well, 7 180s in it, but a grand total, by my count, of 22 darts missed at double. And around 2/3 of those have come from the man from the Isle of Wight, Keegan Brown.
96.
I mean, you could always go out there with a game plan like the old Gary Anderson, who just score so many more than you and hit so many 180s that you would get enough chances at double to win.
140.
But that didn't work for Gary all the time. Worked quite a bit of the time, but not all the time. He only became a world champion when he started hitting his doubles on a more regular basis.
58. Keegan,
Yeah, if you're going to win titles, you've got to hit doubles. And to win matches, you've got to hit doubles. But Keegan's not doing anything wrong in the first
46.
9-12 darts. I mean, 118 after 12 is steady stuff. You need to be giving yourself a shot at top tier, because all of a sudden de Graaf is piling that pressure on. Another one of those. He's still got the bull though. But he can hit the bullseye, he's back in the match. Keegan Brown. He's one of the few guys that goes that way, and I personally criticised him for it. Not this time, Keegs. Whatever works.
Well, where has it come from? Where has it come from? 3 out of 18 on the doubles prior to that dart at the bullseye. And bang in the middle. And a valuable leg for Keegan Brown. He couldn't afford to have gone 5-3 down. It is still Jeffrey de Graaf who's the favourite for this. Well, he was at the start of the leg.
100.
But he genuinely loves that way of going. He loves treble 17, Keegan Brown. 118 is a stock treble 20, single 18, double top
140.
But for some reason, he just prefers the 51, 51 double 8 or the 51 single 17 bull, and it's worked.
180.
Second maximum for Jeffrey de Graaf, but unfortunately for him, he's on a bogey number, and Keegan Brown is putting in a very strong leg against the throw. Down for the treble 17, again working for Keegan Brown, potentially 11 darter coming in that would put him one leg away from a second round clash with the world number one Michael van Gerwen. We said Keegan had to find something to grind this result out, and he might be doing it. Double 9.
He's thinking about it.
Game shot and
he knows that's in and enjoyed it. Has he turned the corner again? What a fascinating match this has been.
It makes no sense at all. He has taken out 118 on the bull and 96 on double 9 in the last two legs to go 5-4 up here. When he could not hit a double, it looked like he could have played all day and would struggle to hit more doubles.
I don't think he would mind me saying this, but on the 96 shot, he took a little break in between the double 18 and the double 9, and it almost looked like treble 20, single 18, double 9. As opposed to go for the double 18, but it doesn't matter. If you hit it in that visit, it doesn't matter.
Well, we've had 9 180s in this. I mean, the averages are nothing exciting. They're like mid-80s, but we've seen some excellent visits and a game that's swung back and forth so many times. It's been fascinating to watch, and it's not over yet.
Well, the fans are standing up because they love the darts, and this is one of those games where we don't have huge averages, but it's still entertaining.
Both of these guys have had their problems for a good...
140.
Well, Jeffrey de Graaf hasn't really hit the heights that we believe he can since he joined the PDC. Keegan Brown has had a tough couple of years. You get the feeling this is an important game for both of them.
You require 121.
Somebody's going to win it.
Won't be a draw on the European Tour.
53.
This will be a good one to finish off this match.
144.
Wow.
Treble 20's been good to him in this match.
118 and 96 have gone in the last couple of legs, but the 144 is not going to go, just to confound Paul Nicholson. He's gone the 18s route there for the 144.
Thanks, Geeks.
88. Jeffrey requires 68.
De Graaf to take us all the way. Oh.
36.
Wow. It's another one where Jeffrey de Graaf
Keegan, you require
just
56.
Just dragged it savagely down, and Keegan Brown gets match darts. The double jitters haven't returned for the needle, have they? No, they have not. Keegan Brown went through a spell in the middle of that game where the doubles looked like razor blades. He could not find them. But a 118 checkout on the bullseye changed things completely. Now he's dancing his way into the second round and will take on the world number one Michael van Gerwen for a place in the last day of action at the Happy Bet European Darts Grand Prix. We've got 2 more games to come from you. Gabriel Clemens and Joe Mernon will round things off, but coming up it's a former world champion, Christian Kist, against the ferret, Johnny Clayton.
Auftaktgegner der Nummer 1 der Setzliste, Michael van Gerwen. Applaus für Jeffrey de Graaf. King, congratulations. The doubles were working really well. That finishes the 118, the 96, very important at that stage of the match.
Yeah, it was good. The 180s came at the right time. Some of the doubles were a bit shady, but, you know, I've got 6 legs, that's the main thing.
Michael van Gerwen is the next one. He's not too easy to beat.
Well, there's more pressure on Michael than there is me. You know, he's expected to win there, so if I can go up there, a couple of legs, you never know.
And you already beat him, I saw, one time.
Yeah, so I've already beat Michael a couple of times, so why not on stage?
Okay, that's cool. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Keegan Brown, freut sich, die zweite Runde erreicht zu haben. Sagt, die 180er haben gut funktioniert. Die Doppel waren nicht immer ganz so stark, aber es waren ein paar gute Finishes mit dabei. Unter anderem die 118, die 96. Und also jetzt gegen Michael van Gerwen. Hat ihn schon ein paar Mal bezwungen. Und warum nicht auch mal auf so einer großen Bühne, sagt Keegan Brown.